Hi guys, my name's Seb Tudor, I'm the man on the Silver Mountain, and welcome back to Conan Exiles. Now, finally, the climbing update has dropped. This is the first time I've logged in after finishing updating the game, so I've got a couple of things that I want to test out and see how things work. Obviously, with the big tower here, but if stuff doesn't work or if it breaks or whatever else, then fair enough. I apologise, but there's not much I can do about it. Right, but as I've said before, we've been waiting for this for me to make another video because there wasn't really an awful lot else to do in the game, and some of the other stuff that I've kind of got planned and got ideas to do with this game moving forward are kind of stuff that I either need Hannah around for or that are taking a while to build anyway or whatever else. So but now that we've got this, we've got two new things that came in the patch that came the other day. Well, three technically. One is that it's the whole game has been kind of like upgraded from, I think it was Unreal Engine like 4.12 into Unreal Engine 4.15, which is the main reason why this update has taken a while to put together. But I mean, the only thing that I'm noticing, like graphically, straight off the bat, is that things seem a little darker. The shadows seem to be a little bit more kind of solid and interesting, but I don't know whether or not that's entirely kind of part of it. The other thing is that the character seems to, like, if I run for a little bit and then stop, he seems to just settle on his knees, and I don't entirely know why that is, but he does. So we'll you know, there's that, and we'll leave it. But the other thing, which I've not tried at all yet, is climbing. And so let's just try and climb. Ah, there we go. We can just leap up, grab hold of a wall. And apparently just clinging to it doesn't seem to affect my stamina. It's only when I move the stamina kind of ticks down. So, and that was quite a substantial amount. And I'm wearing medium armor, so the heavier your armor. In fact, hold on 2 secs. I'm just gonna put it to noon just so that we can I'll freeze the sky as it is as well, so that we've just got a decent amount of light to see by for doing this. But with this, it's kind of interesting because they've gone against encumbrance based climbing, and they've kind of gone more in favour of it's just based on your armour. And I can agree with that, because, you know, if you've got it encumbrance based, then a lot of the time you're not going to be able to climb up things and raid places and loot them and then run away. You're going to have to kind of find other ways of doing it, and there are other ways of doing it, but they also potentially involve more than just you doing it. Which, you know, if you wanted to just sneak in, steal a thing and leave, then maybe not the best option for you. But what I wanted to try out was, so we're wearing medium armor, which is easy enough to get. I mean, even heavy is arguably easy enough to get. But I want to see how we go with just climbing. Oh, so the fences deal damage, and the dealing of damage means that I drop. Now I've got a slightly increased stamina regen and health regen, so hopefully we'll be able to test that more so. But that's really interesting, because it means that even from that point there, people are going to start getting knocked down, getting clipped and falling, which is going to be really useful for defense. But let's say that they breach the gate. Then they've got this to climb up. Now, let's see how far. Hold on, let's bring the. Well, thanks to me doing that, we've wasted half of our stamina already. So, can I jump off the wall? Okay, so shift drops me off the wall. So there's. I hope that made it come down. I don't think it did. I think I pulled it twice by accident. There we go. Yeah, that seems to be moving. But I'm interested to see how far up we get. Because, you know, I mean, let's just quickly spawn in a chest here at the bottom so that I can ditch all of my gear, everything that I'm carrying. Probably should have left those building materials back where I was building. Why? What? Why can't I just build on the floor? I was able to place chests here before. Hold on. No? Well, isn't that interesting? Can I place it out here? No. Huh. Apparently, I cannot place a chest to store my stuff. Wonder why. Wonder what's caused that. Oh well, I guess we will. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to climb then. If we fall and whatever else, then fair enough. Ideally, we won't. But also, we'll see how far we get, and then once I get to the end of... See, we're getting a fair way up in armor, but I don't think we're going to get anywhere near the top. Yeah, because we're... Oh, hold on. No! Damn it! Oh, I should have put God mode on before doing that. But, ultimately, we've also seen that there is a... Oh, I'm here. Oh, dear. Right. Time to fly back, and whilst we're flying back, we'll converse about this. So, with all of that going on, that's interesting. We've been able to fall and die from what was not really a particularly great height, but then on top of that, kind of even in like medium armor there, we were kind of burning through our stamina really pretty quickly, and this character's got kind of grit wise, he's on 20. He's not without grit. He's not necessarily kind of deficient in stamina. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how that works, especially considering that, again, even just those fence linings that I had, those fences that I had around the tops of the walls, were enough to damage me, which then meant that I lost my grip on things and I would fall. But like, I'm interested to see how we go. Like, I'll pick my gear up just quickly, but I might not. I don't think I'll put it back on, and we'll just. I just want to see how we do with just climbing up the inside, not wearing anything, because obviously you can. You know, there's a little bit of an interesting thing with like taking your armor off and throwing it in a bag and climbing to the top of something and then throwing your armor on and all that kind of thing. But I don't know how because they've got to make the system either stamina focused or encumbrance focused. You know, they don't really have much else that they could base it on, considering the way that their game works. Okay, so let's just come in here and walk, and then we'll no, corpse, please. Yes, take all. Right. So now we're up to there, but Let's see how... Hold on. Demigod. Hopefully that turned it on. Right. Let's get going. So we're going to clamber our way up and see how far we get. Because you see now, with the complete nakedness that we're in, our stamina is taking us, you know, we're getting much more kind of bang for our buck as we climb. And you know, I still don't think we'll necessarily get to the top this way, but you know, obviously we're getting further. So if there was a weakness to exploit on the outside, you know, if I hadn't lined all of the walls with fences and stuff like that, then potentially we'd end up kind of not really getting all that far. I mean, actually, we're getting a good way up. I mean, we can see the end quite happily from here, but I think we're going to be just a little bit short on stamina. So I think we're going to run down, and our stamina, yeah, our stamina doesn't regenerate whilst we're clinging to stuff. So that's the sacrifice that we make with kind of climbing and holding on. Did he just waggle his foot? Oh, he does. He's got on-wall idle animations. Okay, and now... There we go. But yeah, okay, so that's an interesting one. That's kind of fun. I enjoy that. Like, I like the way that works. I like the way that it feels. Like, can we... I mean, I guess, hold on, what we could do if we wanted to infiltrate my base here would be to kind of climb around until we get, like, up onto these platforms, which will have archers on and the like once I get round to doing that. But, like, we could climb around to here and then we'd be in, and there would be my crafters and thralls and things like that. In fact, whilst we're here, do these guys now all have limbs and heads and things? Yes, they do. Do you have a face now? Yes. Awesome. Okay. So I suppose that's one weakness here, considering the climbing the way it is. But then I can't get higher without going inside, which means potentially thralls out here, thralls inside. You know, depending on what kind of animals we can tame, it might be animals like wolves or dogs or whatever else as well. But I want to see something else. So, oh, hold on, no. Okay, so we can monkey bar our way across the bottom here. But what I'm actually interested in is, can we climb from water to... Yeah, so we can jump straight from water into climbing, which is, again, you know, going to be incredibly useful depending on where people build bases. But it also means that if, considering the purge, if the NPCs in the purge can do everything that we can by that point in regards to mobility and so on, then, you know, we'll have a lot more to think about in the way that they're coming at our base. I mean, I'm still quite happy with how defended this thing is. Yeah, because they've still got to get across from there. Once they've actually tried to get onto the island in the first place, which again has fencing around the top of all the walls, will have archers once I actually get round to recruiting as many as I want. And then actually getting across here, again, you can't climb. The only way that they could climb up here would probably be to climb in if the elevator was off that way, or possibly, I wonder if we could climb. Let's try that out, shall we? Can we use the elevator to clamber across, as it were? Okay, so we're going this way. Like, can we climb on the underside of the elevator and then, like, pull ourselves up? Okay, so we can climb on the underside of the elevator. Can we... How do we... Okay, that's... okay, we can kind of pull ourselves up. But if we just try to climb straight, then... Nope. If we just try to climb straight, then I think... Yeah, we'll hit the spikes and we'll just fall into the water. Okay. Well, I like the way that this has turned out. This feels good, along with actually kind of being kind of interesting and practical and like granting more for us to think about for both the way that defenses work and the way that we're going to be attacking stuff. How do I... Ah! Okay, so climbing just straight up onto that is difficult. It doesn't want to just climb over the top. It wants to climb up to the level and then it lets go, thinking that you'll be able to just step forward. So that's... Like, here, actually, I can see that there's a little bit of a weakness, potentially. Oh, no, maybe not. I can't actually get within range of, yeah, any of those spikes. Okay, so that does prevent me from getting in there. I mean, I wonder if over the gatehouse is the same. Because the gatehouse has a slightly higher edge. Yeah, no, it should be exactly the same. But we'll test it out. Nope. I'll fall off in the water. There we go. We'll test this out, and then that's... I think that'll be the last thing we do for the climbing system here. Just take in... Oh, no. Yeah, still... And even though we're in... Like... Bunny. Even though we're in God mode, we're still taking the damage. It's still hitting us and kind of interrupting the action. Which is... like the important thing, I think, because, you know, even if... Oh, that can get dropped. But it's like, even if we've got kind of people who are, I don't know, admins or whatever else kind of getting involved, you don't necessarily want those people to have kind of a full access to just go wherever they like, climb wherever they like. Yeah, I mean, arguably they can. Arguably they can... Oh, have they... No, that's still slightly off the ground. What about some of the other stairs that I built? Are they still kind of hovering completely? This was a good one over here. Are you still completely off the ground? Yeah, okay. But it's like, it'll be interesting to see how... all of this pans out in real terms once we've actually got more of the kind of other big elements of the games, like this, you know, game like the settlement system and the purge and, you know, some of the other stuff. Because also with this traversal system, one of the things that I'm interested in is like maybe some of the places that we've had more difficulty getting to before, with, you know, having to climb up stairs and stuff like that by building them into the sides of cliffs. You know, maybe that's going to be one of the things that they integrate more into dungeons and more into endgame content. You know, with climbing instead of us having to build our ways up to things. Oh, actually, here's a weakness for my tower here. Let's see if we can clamber onto the top of this, though, the way that we couldn't climb onto the lift, because this is coming off like a straight edge. Yeah, there we go. So that lets us climb up, and that kind of shows off a weakness here for me, that I'm going to have to just put a set of fences and stuff just across the top there. But otherwise, the other big feature, other than just the climbing being added and the engine change, is the system here that they've added to the map. So firstly, they've added a little bit more detail to the map, but also they've added a kind of marker system and an exploration system, which I'm going to have to then, you know, as said, this is the first time I've logged in. I put the tower on the map because it's definitely on the island, and I put the place that I was building when I first logged in on here as well, because I was stood right there. but I'm going to have to go and put the exact locations of kind of my other. The slave camp is up here, give or take, and the other lodge is here, and then we've got another lodge over here, which was the one that I was using to go into the dregs, which I still need to go into again to get those recipes back. But then we've got the beginnings of the alpine biome kind of half showing up on the map there as well. But I like the detail now. We can see more of the paths and things through more clearly. But also, now that there's an exploration system, it actually gives me, someone who loves exploring, even more of a reason to go out and explore and to find things and to do stuff like that, so I can kind of stick it all on the map. Yeah? But anyway, guys, tell me what you guys think of these new things. What do you guys think of kind of how the climbing system works? I mean, it's still a little janky. It's still maybe needing a little bit more polish, just with the climbing up onto things or climbing around things, maybe. But otherwise, I like how the system works. And yeah, let me know what you guys think and what you guys are thinking that you might end up doing with this system in the future. It's got a lot of potential, and what would you like them to see them actually do with the system? Would you like more of this stuff in dungeons and puzzles and things like that, in addition to just the building, the warfare side of things? Because I know full well, like myself, there are an awful lot of people that just like building or like exploring, as opposed to kind of fighting all the time. So tell me what you guys think, what you guys see for this kind of system moving forward. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be back with more Conan Exiles videos now, since that we're starting to see patches come out again now that they've made that engine kind of transfer or upgrade or whatever you want to call it. But otherwise, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, then please drop us a like, share this video, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care.